Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, which is going to be focused today on supporting the next generation of women and non-binary people into STEM careers at Amazon. My name is Abigail Leet. I am a recruiter here at Amazon. I've been here at Amazon for 2 years today, so it's my 2-year anniversary at Amazon, which is very exciting. And I'm going to be your host today, so kind of guiding you through the day, giving you a little bit of an overview on some of the information upcoming as well.
Hi everyone, and congratulations Abigail on your anniversary. My name is Samantha Dickin and I'm one of the senior program managers here at Amazon. I've been with Amazon now for just under a year, so I'm coming up to 1 year in February, but I have worked with apprenticeships for the last 7 years, so have lots of expertise when it comes to apprenticeships. My role at Amazon is to manage the tech apprenticeship schemes. So I support our apprentices with the onboarding, so joining the organisation. I will support apprentices through their programme and help prepare them for their qualification. And then I'll also support with the offboarding and helping to secure a career within the organisation. So that's me.
I'd like to introduce you now to our Q&A panel for today, who are going to introduce themselves for us.
Yep. Thank you, Abigail, and congratulations for your 2nd anniversary. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Myself, Darshana. I work as a software development manager in one of the teams under Prime Video called Subscription Retention. In relation to you, my role is there could be a possibility that one of the apprentices could join my team and I will be their manager. I have been working with Amazon for about 3.5 years, and overall have been in this industry for about 14 years, out of which last 7 years I have been a manager. Really excited to talk to you guys, and we'll hear more later in the session. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Abby and I'm a software development engineer apprentice at Amazon. So I've been here for just over 2 years now and I work in Prime Video. 20% of my time I spend studying, so I'm studying towards a digital and technology degree with the University of Roehampton.
Hi, my name's Emma. I'm a mechatronics engineer apprentice at MTC in Coventry. I study full-time at the moment, so the first year is a full-time study. I am based at Durham, so when I finish my first year I'll be doing on-the-job learning, and that's me.
Thank you, everyone, for your introductions. It's great to hear from you. So we've got a bit of a jam-packed agenda today, giving you a little bit of an overview as a bit about Amazon and, a bit about our apprenticeships that we've got coming up. There's also closed captioning available, so please do feel free to follow along there. You should be able to see it in the notes section. You'll also hear from Darshana later on about her experience being a woman in STEM at Amazon and some program specifics as well. We aim to make this as much of an interactive session as possible. It's very much an opportunity for you to ask questions later on. So please submit your questions as we go, and during the Q&A, we will be able to answer those for you. And there's no such thing as an unimportant question at Amazon, so feel free to ask as many questions as you like, and we'll get to as many of those as we can. As I mentioned, it is very much an interactive session, so I'm curious in the chat to hear a little bit more about what your sort of perceptions of Amazon are. So what you sort of think of when you think about Amazon. So please submit your thoughts about what you think of when you think about the business of Amazon. Yeah, Amazon Prime parcel and great customer service. That's very true. That's what we aim for. Smile. Very true. Very true. Deals, lots of different suggestions coming through, which is great. Delivery. Well, there are lots of different components of what makes Amazon the business. AWS is great. Lots of comments on the sort of the delivery side there. But we do have lots of different components that make Amazon Amazon. Some of the things that you may not have necessarily have considered would be IMDb. One of the other acquisitions that we have is Twitch, MGM. Obviously, we work a lot on Amazon Studios, Whole Foods. We also have sort of the devices side of the business as well. We have Alexa and Kindle and music. So it's really, it's very, very diverse in terms of the types of businesses that the Amazon umbrella kind of operates under. If we're considering sort of Amazon in the UK, we have a short video here that I'd love you to watch that will give you a bit of an insight as to Amazon in the UK. So sit back and relax and enjoy the video, and I will be back very shortly. Great. So a lot of what you'll hear about when you hear about Amazon is very much the innovation piece. We do a lot around kind of supporting today, but also inventing for tomorrow. We have a lot of kind of creativity and innovation here. We've innovated in areas such as one-click shopping, fulfillment by Amazon, AWS as well, obviously, Kindle, Fire TV, just walkout technology, Amazon Studios as well. But there are a lot of other kind of innovation that we are sort of still coming out with, and it sort of remains very much at the forefront of what it is that we do. Obviously, we've mentioned Alexa, but also think about the Ring doorbells, the Ring cameras, smart plugs, and our recent innovation, the Ring Always Home Cam, which has launched in the US in 2022, which is a Ring camera attached to a drone that can fly predetermined paths in your home when triggered by the Ring alarm sensor or from the Ring app. So every day is day one for us Amazonians, and we do continue to invent and simplify and innovate in our services, always putting our customers at the center of everything that we do. Over to Sam.
Fab, thank you. So now you've heard a little bit about Amazon and what we do. I'd like to talk to you now about our apprenticeship schemes, what apprenticeships are, and how we invest in apprenticeships in Amazon. So if you don't know, apprenticeships are vocational programs. So they allow you to gain a qualification whilst also gaining valuable industry experience. So apprenticeships are structured learning programs where you'll partly spend your time at college, university, or with the training provider, and also partly on the job. And it allows you to gain a accredited academic qualification whilst also gaining those strong professional experience. And you'll also know that the apprenticeship is financially covered. So we fund our apprenticeship schemes through what we call the Amazon Apprenticeship Levy. So the cost of training is funded by us as an organisation, and you earn whilst you learn on an apprenticeship programme. So as I mentioned before, I've worked in apprenticeships for 7 years, and I've really seen apprenticeship schemes expand. There's lots of variety now when it comes to apprenticeships. But the main thing is that apprenticeships align directly with the UK academic levels. So apprenticeships start from intermediate, which is level 2, and that's equivalent to GCSE. And there's a pathway all up until degree levels, which is level 6 and level 7. So either a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. So there's lots of choice, lots of opportunity when it comes to apprenticeships. So Amazon is a perfect place to learn new skills, and with our apprenticeship programs, we have a range of different opportunities to suit candidates from different backgrounds, different qualifications, and different career aspirations. So in 2022, we will be delivering apprenticeship programs in the following specialisms. So we have digital and creative, we have sales and marketing, operations, engineering, technology, and business. So there's lots of opportunities for apprenticeship programs. So this year is a very exciting year for Amazon, and I'm so happy to be a part of this year. We're actually celebrating 10 years of delivering apprenticeships at Amazon. So we started in 2013, where we hired 3 RME, so engineering apprentices, and those apprentices are still with the organisation today. So we're really pleased that we're experienced in this area, and we've been delivering apprenticeships for such a long time. Because it's a big year for us, we are the key sponsor for the National Apprenticeship Week, and we're working in partnership with the Department for Education. We've got a series of events running, like webinars like this, and we've also got some in-person events running from the 6th to the 10th of February. So if you do want to know more about our programs and what we have on offer, I encourage you to be a part of these events and really learn about what opportunities are available. So you can see these events on our splash page, and you'll be able to see all of the Eventbrite invitations so that you can join those events. So what is our apprentice vision? So we have a clear vision when it comes to our apprenticeship schemes. Investing in apprentices is within our DNA. We want to invest in the next future technologists, and we know apprentices bring fresh perspectives and really challenge our status quo. So we want to continue to build that talent pipeline. Apprentices make such a big impact within their teams and within their roles, and so we really, really want to support the growth of our apprenticeship schemes, and that's why we're continuing to offer apprenticeships in 2023. So now that you've heard a little bit about the apprenticeship scheme, I'll just hand you back over to Abigail, who'll be able to talk to you about our culture and leadership principles.
Thanks, Sam. That was really interesting, and we'll hear from Sam again shortly when it comes to some program specifics. But I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about our leadership principles. To enable Amazon to grow at the pace that it does, there are a couple of things that are very important, and those are surrounding culture and innovation. Part of the secret sauce, although it's not so secret at all, is the leadership principles, which guide how we hire people and how we evaluate success. So it's kind of part of how we interview and everything like that. We hold ourselves and each other accountable for demonstrating the leadership principles through our actions every day. Our leadership principles describe how Amazon does business, how leaders lead, and how we keep the customer at the center of our decisions. Our unique Amazon culture, described by our leadership principles, helps us relentlessly pursue our mission of being Earth's most customer-centric company, best employer, and safest place to work. So you might be able to see on screen our leadership principles now. Appreciate that the writing is a little bit small. You'll be able to easily find these online as well. I'd encourage you to really familiarize yourself with these leadership principles. As I said, part of kind of being at Amazon is very much kind of living and breathing these leadership principles. And this slide introduces you to the 16 leadership principles. We have a few leadership principles that are probably particularly relevant to our apprenticeship program. But I'd encourage you to have a little bit of a think about which ones maybe particularly resonate with you. I'll walk you through each of our leadership principles that are potentially a little bit more relevant to our apprenticeship program. We'll start with customer obsession. So customer obsession is starting with the customer and working backwards, working vigorously to earn and keep customers' trust. Ownership, Amazon takes a long-term view, never say it's not my job. Learn and be curious. With curiosity comes a desire for knowledge, and this brings new perspective. And earn trust. Listen and be open and respectful. We're not perfect. People do business with people and not organizations. When innovating, trust is key to building a collaborative approach. As I mentioned, we're kind of coming back there to our leadership principles of innovation and working and having that kind of customer always at the forefront, which leads me on to my next point. So customer obsession is, one of the founding principles of Amazon. It's always about the customer. And why is that? There are many advantages to a customer-centric approach. Here's the big one. Customers are always wonderfully dissatisfied, even when they report being happy and business is great. Even when they don't know it, customers want something better, and your desire to delight customers will drive you to invent on their behalf. No customer ever asked Amazon to create the Prime membership program, but it sure turns out that they wanted it. Today is day one. Every day is at Amazon is day one. Possibilities are endless, and you can start today. We, as at Amazon, like to celebrate you being you. We're a diverse business. Not only do we create career journeys, but we also want to attract apprentices that reflect our customers and our diversity of thought. The breadth of Amazon's affinity groups demonstrates that while every employee is unique, there are ties that pull us together. In these affinity groups, you can be a quiet or active participant and connect with others who have shared experiences and interests. It's important to note that our selection and recruitment process is considered consistent and open to all of those who pass the qualifying criteria for each program. If you do require support or reasonable adjustment, it is important that you please let us know. We recognise that all Amazonians are unique. Our uniqueness is bound to similarities, and we have numerous networks, both locally and globally, that you can access. We call them affinity groups, and there are over 13 globally and increasing as we grow. Some of those include Amazon People with Disabilities, Amazon Women in Engineering, Asians at Amazon, the Black Employee Network, Body Positive Peers, Families at Amazon, Glamazon, which is our LGBTQ network, Indigenous at Amazon, Latinos at Amazon, Mental Health and Wellbeing, Warriors at Amazon, which is our military affinity group, Women at Amazon, and Women in the Finance and Global Business Services Initiative. So there are lots of different affinity groups to, support you and to network and coordinate with across our local and global spaces. I'd encourage you to continue to submit questions as you go, and we'll get to those sort of towards the end of this webinar. We're going to now move on to some program specifics, and so back over to you, Sam.
Thank you, Abigail. Yes, program specifics. As you can see on the screen here, we've got a list of apprenticeship programs. So we'll be hiring into two types of apprenticeship programs for 2023. As you can see on the left-hand side, we've got what we call advanced learning programs. And these are qualifications that start from level 3, so they're equivalent to A level, all up until level 5, which is equivalent to like the second year of a degree program. Those are more practical qualifications that really teach you those practical skills. On the right-hand side, we've got the degree programs. So with our degree programs, we either offer a bachelor's degree or we offer the master's degree for the finance and accounting. And these programs are degrees, as it says on the tin, but they're more around contextualization, around research, and really understanding the topic itself. If you want to find out more information about these schemes, you can visit our website, and there's lots of details about the programme. Also on our website, we have the curriculum. So all of our apprenticeship schemes are based around what we call an apprenticeship standard, which is essentially the curriculum for delivery. So if you visit our website, you'll be able to download the curriculum and really see in detail what is taught as part of these qualifications. When it comes to these opportunities, we have a vast location with these opportunities. So we are delivering these programs in our delivery stations, our fulfillment centres, and our corporate offices. So dependent on what the program is will be dependent on where the actual job role is. And as part of these qualifications, you will receive the specialist training by our training providers, and also receive that specialist program support by the Amazon Apprenticeship Program Manager. So just to give you a little bit more details about our Women in STEM programs, below are all of our technology and finance apprenticeship programs. So we've got information, communication and technician, that's a level 3 program. You'll see on here that it says 15 to 18 months, and that's the duration of the program. So each program has different durations. So the duration is based around the level. So I'd really encourage you to think about that as well, and think about your commitment, because for instance, if you were to enroll on the data analyst program, that is a degree program, and therefore it's a 36 to 42 month program. But we've also got the data analyst, the software development engineer, finance, which is our master's level 7 program, buying and merchandising, and also we have a brand new program this year, which is our cyber security apprenticeship program. So I'll just give you a little bit more information about eligibility, because I know this question tends to come up quite a lot. So on here you can see some of the prerequisites for our apprenticeship programs. So for our information communication and technician program, because that is a level 3, the prerequisite for that qualification is 5 GCSEs, C grade or grade 4 and above, and they need to include maths and English. With the data analyst and the software development engineer program, if you can see in the column where it says qualifications gained, it's exactly the same program. So it's a BSc honours in digital and technology solutions, but depending on the program, you will study different specialisms. So for instance, the data, you'll study the data analyst pathway, and for the software development engineer, you would study the software engineering pathway. And at level 5 and level 6, there are pathway specific modules which you will undertake. But for those qualifications, the eligibility criteria is exactly the same. So you'd need to have those level 2 qualifications, so your GCSEs, including maths and English. But on top of that, you would also need to have a level 3 equivalent, and one of those qualifications must be related to a STEM subject. On the next slide, we've got this continues with our eligibility. So finance, again, that is a level 7 qualification. So you need to have those GCSEs plus A levels or an equivalent. For buying and merchandising, that's your 5 GCSEs, again including maths and English. And for cyber security, that's GCSEs in English and maths, and also 112 UCAS points points or equivalent. So you could have a level 3 BTEC extended diploma or a level 3 apprenticeship in IT, and that would be sufficient to be able to join the program. What I would like to highlight, because this doesn't always come up, is that an apprenticeship is around learning substantive new skills. And so if you've got a qualification at that level or higher, so for instance, if you have a computer science degree, then you wouldn't be able to join our tech programs because you would have a higher qualification, and we wouldn't be able to demonstrate that you're learning substantive new skills. Whereas if you had, say, a degree in, I don't know, something like history or music, but you wanted to join one of our tech programs, then that's fine, because it's a different specialism, different topic, so therefore you would be demonstrating progress and learning new skills. So that's it for our eligibility and the programs that we have on offer. But again, if you do want to find out further information about these programs, then please do visit our website. Our website's on this slide, and I know it's being shared in the chat as well. So feel free to take a look, and all of our prerequisites are on our website. So what are we looking for when it comes to the apprenticeship program? Now, it's important to note that apprenticeships are designed to help you become either a software development engineer, or a cybersecurity technologist, or a data analyst. So we're not looking for prior experience, but what we are looking for is that aptitude. We want to see that you've got that passion, and that you've got that passion for learning, and that you understand the subject, and maybe you've self-taught outside of your curriculum activities, and you've got specific interests in that particular program. We want to make sure that you have the right attitude. We want our apprentices to not only start the program, but to also complete it. So I encourage you to think about the commitment, and just make sure that this is something that you really want to do. You're committed to this topic, you're committed to this pathway, and this is the program for you. So we want to see that ownership, we want to see that commitment, and that you're curious about this particular subject and this program. And then we want to see that ambition. So we really just want to make sure that you are committed, that you want to, expand and further your career in this area, and that your commitment aligns and resonates with our leadership principles. So now I'll just hand you over to Darshana, who'll be able to talk to you about her journey and her experience.
Thank you, Sam. Hi everyone. As I introduced myself, I'm a software development manager, and I work with the team called Prime Video Subscription Retention Team. So what are we going to talk about? What I would like to do is I want to focus on today talking a little bit about what my team does, specifically what my role is, or what I do. And then I want to spend time talking through what are the different options available when it comes to the career growth or the opportunities that you have available in Amazon. And then towards the end, we'll cover some of the resources or forums available for you to gain expertise or any knowledge that you would require. And I think most of it has been covered by Sam and Abigail, but I'll try to focus a little more on the insights or how individual's journey looks like. Okay, so with that, a little bit about our team, right? So as I said, my team is Prime Video Subscription Retention Team. So customer could go and buy a Prime Video. Prime Video itself is a subscription, or there are various channels available which you can go and subscribe. So once customer subscribes to any of these subscriptions, anything and everything happens after that sign-up journey, all the way till cancellation is what my team is responsible for. We talk about customer obsession, right? So let's talk about what are the customer experiences that my team serves. So by contractually, we are obligated or we are required to basically notify customer for any transactions they do in Prime Video, right? So they sign up is a transaction. They signing up is a transaction. Them trying to cancel their subscription, or their subscription going through renewal, right? So a subscription could be a monthly subscription, and at the end of every month it gets renewed. So those renewals are also transaction. Notifying customers about their transactions, what was it about, is come under the notification part, which my team is responsible for. Then a customer could see their invoices, what are the subscriptions they have subscribed to, or what were their past subscriptions, what are their current subscriptions, what if they want to take any actions on those subscriptions, is something called subscription management. That is also my team is responsible for. And obviously cancellation, right? So customer being able to cancel, there are various ways they can do the self-serve cancellation. They can get the refund for their cancellation. So all of those functionality is something supported by our team. The cancellation funnel itself and any feature we provide to customer in order for us to show them what are the different options they have available so that they will stay with Prime Video is also part of our charter. So that's about our team, right? So what do when I say our team, engineers, myself, PM, TPM, we all work together towards delivering features to customer in that space. What do I do as a software manager, right? So my responsibility lies in two areas. One is you can imagine one is under project or the work related area, and other one is under people management area. So what do I do for the project management or the work management rather? So what are the priorities that my team will work on? Working with PMs, leadership, working with stakeholders, identifying what are the top areas our team should focus on, or what are the top projects our team should invest in, identifying those. Once identified, executing them, right? Like who will work on what and how will we deliver, when we will deliver, preparing all those plans, executing them, keeping our stakeholders, our leadership informed about how things are progressing. If there are any blockers or there are any risks, identifying those, and asking for right help at the right time to mitigate them. So that is something at the high level in the project area. The people management area is where I'm responsible for making sure every individual in a team have the right goals, they have the right support, they know what is expected out of their role. Any blockers they have, it could be small, big, whatever that is, making sure it's unblocked, they get the right support, right guidance, right? And then obviously whenever they're ready, promoting them to through their career, making sure they are getting the right opportunity is a bigger part of my job. Obviously, growing team, if we have to do hiring, hiring is also something which we take very seriously as the software development manager. So that's about what I do. Now let's spend time more talking a little bit in detail about what are the different options available when it comes to your growth in Amazon, or what it is that you will do or you can do in Amazon. So Amazon has a very, just like how Abigail shared the leadership principle, Amazon has a very clearly defined role and leveling guidelines. What are they? They're basically pointers for you to understand or guide you through your career where you want to take it, right? So I see it in three ways. First, you can grow yourself as an individual contributor. When I say individual contributor, basically, if I take a software industry, for example, software development engineer or entry-level engineer is what you start with. That's what your IC. You can grow in that in various ways, in various levels. So those we call it as an individual contributor track. So you can be an entry-level developer, then you can become a little more senior developer, you can become a principal engineer, and then distinguished engineer. So those are the IC paths. And as I said, they're very clearly defined expectation or what it is that you are expected to do from those roles. The second path, which you can imagine I am on, is a managerial path, right? So I started my career as an individual contributor, and then I towards 8 years working as individual contributor, I transitioned into manager. So you can grow as a manager as well. And it's not just software, even in other firms also, in other areas also, you could choose the managerial path and then grow that way. And then there is a third option, which not very many companies offer, but in Amazon it is very easy, and you'll find it very common, is a role change, right? So let's say you have tried something, and then eventually you think, hey, you know what, I'm more inspired toward this, or I have done this enough, I want to go try, let's say, product management or project management. There are options to do that. As I said, just looking at what is that role requires, identifying, working with your manager, identifying the right opportunities, showing those skills, and then actually transitioning there is also very feasible. There are, like, you'll see people transitioning, even back and forth is also what you've seen. People will become manager, they'll try that, they like it, well and good. They don't like it, they can go back and continue with their IC path. So those are sort of, career options available. Let's talk a little bit about, like, how can you get a support, or what are the various ways you can explore where you have the right resources available, right? So there are various things apart from what is already shared. I would like to focus on, like, mentorship. So it is very well established and very much encouraged in for every individuals, no matter what level where you are at in your career stage. It is always encouraged for you to have a mentor. Either you can choose a mentor for yourself, or you can always seek guidance from your manager to get the right mentor. You can have more than one mentors also, depending on what area that you think you need help or you want to get more guidance in. Based on that, you can look for the mentorship. There are various forums also available, right? Just additional example to what Abigail said, I'm part of the Prime Video Women in Tech group. And then what do? Every month we meet as a group, and there is a topic chosen based on the inputs and based on the need from the group. And then we talk about that. We have the open discussion. We learn from each other. We help each other. We share opportunities or any knowledge that we have with each other. So that's the forum where we do that. Obviously, there is a wiki, right? So Wikipedia, internal Amazon Wikipedia, you can go and search, and tremendous material available there. You can reach out to anyone based on that content and ask for help. There are various trainings available. So based on which area you're looking to get more support or more help on, you can go find training yourself, go enroll. Some of them are self-paced, some of those are or online self-paced, or some of those are in classroom, online, offline. All those options are available. You can always go through those. You can get your manager's help to identify the right training, and obviously go learn from there, and then come back and share it with team. Just like Stack Overflow, we also have something called Sage internally, where you can ask questions, where not just your team or not just the people you have visibility to, but also across Amazon, people can look at those questions and help you get the answer if they have run into that problem, or they know something which could help you. So yeah, those are some of the forums. And then obviously, right, these are all for your learning. Let's say you're more interested in some volunteering opportunities. There are very many options available in various different areas. And it's always encouraged by your team, by your managers, to go participate in those if you are really, driven towards those, or you're passionate about those. So that's a little bit about myself, my team, what do I do, and also what are the different options available in Amazon. If there are any specific questions you have, I'll be more than happy to take those. With that, I would like to give it back to Abigail. Thank you.
Thanks, Darshana. It's great to hear from someone who's been in the role and progressed through Amazon. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the application and assessments process for 2023. So obviously the first stage is to share your CV. Applications are opening from the 6th of February. So still a little bit of time to get your resume and have a little bit of a think about what programs might be interesting to you. I would really strongly encourage you to think about how you can make your application stand out. We do get a lot of applications through, so really thinking about the projects that you've worked on or kind of owned, potentially even in school or outside of work, anything that you've built. So for example, if you're applying to an engineering apprenticeship, anything that you've kind of built, feel free to include that on your CV, even if it's not, you know, traditional work experience in a corporate space. Anything and everything that you have to share a wider picture as to what your experience looks like or your interests look like will really help you in your application. So make sure that you're taking a little bit of time to have a little bit of a think about how you can make that application stand out. It's a two-way process, so is what we're offering right for you? This is the opportunity for you to be able to have a little bit of a think about that as well. It gives you the opportunity to almost interview us back, ask questions and get to know the team as you're interviewing. We're looking to find out also if you have the right attitude, ambition and aptitudes to succeed at Amazon. We have a considered and well thought out interview process. It's got a quick turnaround in terms of knowing if you've been successful. It's very straightforward. You always kind of know exactly what the process is going to look like. On technical schemes, there'll be obviously a short coding test, and then you will have your virtual assessment centre as well. So make sure that in advance you've got some ideas about some questions that you would like to ask the interviewers as well, including, for example, why is Amazon interesting for you to work at? Like, why Amazon? So make sure that you sort of take these into consideration and have a little bit of a think about these in advance. So in terms of you, I hope now you're not thinking, should I join Amazon? But your question is more around what scheme is right for me and where and how do I apply? You should be able to scan the QR code there. There's also a link to the Apprenticeships website, our newly revamped apprenticeship website. There's also an email address there at the bottom. Just in case we cannot get to your question today, there will be an opportunity that you can, feel free to reach out to the email address and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. We have a specialist team to support your applications as well. So that's our ACAT team. So feel free to reach out if you would like additional support. We're going to be going into our Q&A shortly, so feel free to continue to submit questions and we will get through as many as we absolutely can. As I mentioned, our vacancies go live from the 6th of February. So as I said before, please make sure that you're starting to have a little bit of a think about your application. On to our Q&A next. So I'd like to invite our wonderful panel to come on camera and we'll start to go through some of the questions that you've all submitted. So thank you so much for the questions. We've had some brilliant ones come through so far. We're going to cover off, as I said, as many as possible. If there is any others that we aren't covering though, as I said, please do feel free to reach out. So in terms of the first question that we have here, I'm just curious to understand a little bit more about how much responsibility our apprentices have been given in their roles. I think that's quite an interesting one. I'd be keen. I know that we've had some answers in the chat already, but I'd be keen to get your perspectives, Abby and Emma. So Abby, do you want to lead us off first?
Yeah, so in my team, when I first started, I didn't know much because I only knew like basic Python, so I didn't even know the language that we were coding in because it was TypeScript. So the more I did the apprenticeship, the more I learned. So your team and your manager like helps you along the way and you teach yourself as well. So basically the responsibility is, there's more responsibility as you go along. So my manager's really like clear with me to like help me know what's the next steps and how I can progress to get to them, sort of thing. So now I've been given a lot more tasks and responsibilities than I was at the start, and I've been given a lot more responsibility now.
Okay, and for me, I'm actually full-time at college at the moment. We do have back to industry weeks, or we have like when the college is closed for example, like the school holidays, we can go back to industry. And when I go back there, it's like the more questions you ask, the more you'll find out. If they know that you're keen, they'll help you and support you that way. Same as at college, like it's a full time year at college, Monday to Friday, and the trainers, again, if you're stuck or you're struggling, I was really bad at maths. I haven't done maths for like 20 years since I was at school, and I ended up getting a distinction in all 3 of my tests. So the support is there. You just got to want to accept it.
Brilliant, thank you. Here's one for you, Sam. Are apprentices office-based, or are there online opportunities for people outside of sort of London, the other cities that we hire into? Sam, I'm not sure if you're on mute.
So sorry, I thought I was off mute. It's a great question. They are office-based opportunities because there are lots of benefits for being in the office, and we have some fabulous offices. So we want you to be there, to be present. Obviously, you'll be learning new skills. This will be, you know, a new experience for anyone who joins the apprenticeship program. So it's great to be with your teams in the office, sharing best practice, really soaking up that knowledge. So if we do have, say, for instance, roles in London, then you would need to either relocate or be around that area so that you can get into the office if needed be.
Brilliant, thank you. It's probably a good one for you, Abby. For the software development program, if you don't have a coding background, how would you go about passing the coding test?
So for the coding test, I actually researched it a lot before taking it. So there are websites online that are aimed at like software development engineer 1 roles that I took the practice questions and I actually improved my coding through there. So I would definitely recommend just like Googling practice questions and put in a little bit of work before, so that when the question does come up, you're sort of experienced enough to be like, oh, I know how to do that, because all the questions for SDE 1s are a lot harder. So yeah, find the questions online and try to work at them, and just realize it'll be slightly easier than an SDE 1 role, but it'll give you a good sort of breadth of knowledge to apply and succeed with those questions. So
would you say it's important to have a little bit of a practice beforehand in terms of understanding a little bit around coding?
Yeah, I would say so, definitely. If I didn't take those coding, like if I didn't put in a little bit of effort, I don't think I would have done as well. So yeah, definitely practice a little bit.
Great, awesome. That's not to say that you have to be super fluent in a coding language, but definitely sort of familiarize yourself. So we do get a lot of applications for these programs, so anything that you can do to sort of stand out is brilliant. So we've got a question here from Zen. If you have a degree in cybersecurity, sort of what are the options? That's probably a good one for you, Sam.
Yeah, so if you have a degree in cybersecurity, it just means that you wouldn't be able to do any kind of technical apprenticeship because, as I mentioned earlier, you wouldn't be able to demonstrate that you're learning new skills because you already have that qualification. But you could look at, you know, our other roles that we have available, like project management, or I'm just trying to think of anything that is, you know, completely different to tech, because if you go for a program that is completely different to tech, this will be brand new to you and you'll be able to demonstrate that you're learning new skills. So in answer to your question, if you have a degree in cybersecurity, you can do any of the other programs other than our technical apprenticeships.
Thank you, that's great. And another one for you, is there an age limit for the program?
No, other than you have to be 18 and over, but there's no limit in terms of age. And we encourage, you know, everyone to apply for these apprenticeship schemes. They're very diverse and they're great for career changers. So yeah, please don't be put off because it's an apprenticeship. You know, they are for everyone.
Just to give you a little bit of an insight to that, I'm actually 37 years old. So when I first heard about the apprenticeships, I actually thought it was just for school leavers, and then I realised that there was opportunities out there for people a little bit older. So
thank you for that insight, Emma. That's great. Great to hear. What are your typical working hours? It's probably a good one for Abby, Emma, and Darshana.
I can take that. So it very varies. They say, right, in Amazon, every team is their own startup. So it is very flexible, I would say. Although that being said, there are team meetings which you want to make sure you accommodate for. And the way I'll talk about my team. So for my team, 11 to 4 is the time which we expect everyone to be there, so that you can collaborate, you can ask question, and then around that you can adjust your time. So
Emma, do you want to give a maybe slightly different approach? Because I think you're all studying full time at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, so I Monday to Friday at the moment. I work from 8:15 until 4:30 on Monday to Thursday, and then Friday you get an early finish, which is quite nice because I have a fairly long drive home, so it's nice to get away for the weekend. When you go back to site, it depends again what shift you've been put on, but they're 12-hour shifts. But again, at the minute, with just being an apprentice, I work 7 till 3 when I go back to site. So yeah, the hours can just vary depending on what job you get and what shift you're on. But as for college, the first year, it's quite nice having a weekend off.
Amazing. Thank you. Now, obviously, this will slightly depend on the programs that you kind of operate in. So obviously, if you're operating on a program which is in one of our FCs, it'll be a little bit different to if you're sitting in a corporate space. So just important to note that each program has very different kind of requirements in terms of what the working hours look like. I guess leading on from that is what kind of, I guess, commitment do you need to make once you're on program? What does the commitment look like? Abby, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so they say 20% of your time should be spent on apprenticeship work. I tend to spend a little bit more, and my manager is really good at accommodating my needs for like when I need to do uni work and things like that. So I tend to spend just like 1 day a week doing uni work, and then when an essay is due or something like that, I'll spend a little bit longer. But when you plan your weeks, you can just like put in the time for the apprenticeship work as well. So yeah, mainly about 20%.
Great, thank you. We've got a question here from Maria. She's asked if I have a degree in business management and business, could I do an apprenticeship in finance? Sam.
Yeah, so we would have to just double check on your qualification. So I would say apply. It should be absolutely fine. But if there are any kind of finance modules that you've taken, then we may have to look at some kind of exception. So we'd have to assess it against the program and just double check on your prior knowledge. But it should be fine. So I would say I would encourage you to apply, and obviously we can cross-reference qualifications when you get to that point.
Thank you. We've got a couple of questions around kind of pre-apprenticeship opportunities, such as like internships and any work experience. Is that something that we offer, Sam?
Internships, and so yes, we do offer internships. We've got an internship program, and you can have a look at that through our student programs at Amazon. So we do offer internship opportunities. Work experience, yes, we do offer work experience. It depends on what type of work experience though. So at the moment we don't currently offer it for schools, but we do offer experience days where you can come and look at our either our fulfillment centres or our offices and see what a day in the life is like. But it's normally like an organised event that you can participate in.
Amazing, thank you. So we've got a couple of questions here around eligibility requirements, and they are going to slightly depend on programs. Is there any kind of flexibility? We've got someone who's asked if they have BBC, if they have the eligibility requirement is BBC, would you consider an applicant with BCC A-level grades but with very strong GCSE results and maybe some work experience in a related field?
Yeah, definitely. So that's a really good point as well, because if, for instance, you don't have the qualifications, but you've got at least 2 years work experience, then we can take that into consideration for the programme. But obviously it needs to be work experience in the related field. And in terms of grades, yes, we have got some flexibility on that. Obviously, we would like to stick to the grades, because the reason why we have that eligibility in place is because we know the programme is designed around that, so we know that it's achievable. However, if you do have experience or really strong qualifications in a different area, then we can take that into consideration. What we want to do is just make sure that we're setting you up for success and that you're capable of achieving the qualification.
Brilliant, thank you. And I'm curious for our apprentices, what made you choose an apprenticeship over university? Should we start with you, Abby?
Yeah, so I like the idea of how an apprenticeship, if you write code, it actually goes somewhere, whereas at uni it's all quite theoretical. And I like the on-the-job work. That was really like, I really like that aspect of apprenticeships. And I thought this one was particularly interesting because when I was in like sixth form, I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do, but I really liked computer science and I really liked film. So I saw this apprenticeship, which was like software engineering for Prime Video, and I thought, oh wow, that's a really cool thing to do. So yeah, that's why I chose to do this apprenticeship.
Okay, so I chose to do an apprenticeship because I've not really had I've had a lot of experience in various different fields. I have worked in Amazon on the operations side as well. So I went through I did flow, I did like on shipping, I've done AFE, so I've done pack, and I love finding out how things work. Like I love to get in there and get into the nitty gritty. And because I didn't have qualifications in any of like engineering or anything like that, the apprenticeship has like opened that door for me to be able to do the job that I want to do without having the qualifications, but still be able to gain that qualification at the end of it, and become an engineer. So yeah.
Amazing, thank you. I guess another one for you is why did you choose Amazon and have your expectations been met? I think that's probably one for all three of our Q&A panel. So Abby, should we start with you again?
Yeah, so I applied to so many apprenticeships, but this one was particularly like I really liked because of the whole Prime Video, and it seemed really, really interesting, and it has met my expectations. And just being a part of like what you'd actually be if you're a software development engineer, like you're treated one as the team, and you get to go to the office and you get to go to cool events and things like that. So it's definitely like met my expectations, and in terms of work, like I've learned a lot, and yeah, it's really good.
I'll go next. So the thing for me was I worked for Amazon for 2 years previous to the apprenticeship, and the amount of support, and people are so friendly. Like you know, like I've worked in some jobs and not everybody is as nice, but people are so friendly and everybody wants everybody to succeed, and they're just there to support you. And when I'd seen the apprenticeship, I thought, Amazon have supported me this far, and hopefully they'll continue, and I'll give everything I've got to the company. So yeah, it was a fantastic opportunity to come up.
Yeah. So for me, I joined Amazon because I have been in the same space for a while, and I was kind of feeling that I'm not challenged enough, or I'm not learning new. So that's why I joined. And one thing I can tell you is there is every day something new to learn, something new to feel challenged about. And since the moment I've joined, I've never felt the need for me to learn. In fact, every day I feel there is so much to learn, and I have so less time to do that. So I think that aspect of Amazon, like it really keeps you on your toes, and you're the limit for your own challenges, is what I would say. And I'm happy. I think Amazon is meeting the expectations I had.
Great, thank you so much. Appreciate those insights. That's brilliant. Sam, I've got a question for you here about how women with childcare responsibilities are supported in teams. Do you have kind of any insights on that for us?
So as we've mentioned on this call, we're a very flexible organisation. We want to support women and families, and so it's just I don't have specific examples, but I do know that we have apprentices who have children, and it's just a case of working with your team. Like as Darshana said earlier, you know, her team has different working hours and different flexibilities, so it's just a case of having that conversation with the team, working together on how we can support you, how we can make this work. So, you know, I definitely would encourage you to, you know, still apply. We're a very flexible organisation, and we want to support females and women and with children. So whilst I don't have specific examples, what I can say is we are very flexible.
I can take
Oh,
that.
amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So I have a 9-year-old, and this is a so I have moved to London a year and a half back, and obviously, right, the settling period for me, my family, and especially for my kid was very important. And as Sam said, I think it is just a matter of working with your manager, setting the right expectation, and then making it very clear helps. I never felt that there was ever a need for me to compromise on my personal life, or even anything I want to do for my child. Like, I want to go see his event in school, I can just plan for that and get that done. So not a problem.
Amazing.
I just want to add to that as well, because I think this is a really good topic, and I've just remembered we do have an apprentice in Ireland, a lady who has got children, and there's actually lots of great events that we encourage families at Amazon. As Abigail mentioned earlier, we've got our affinity groups, and we've done lots of opportunities where your children can visit and watch you work and get an experience about what you do, and there's lots of different events that we do for families to encourage children to be a part of that as well. So just wanted to give you that just for reassurance that, it's just reminded me we do have an apprentice on the software developer program, and she was really grateful for the opportunity she had for involving her family into her career as well.
Definitely, and as you said, our affinity groups are a really great space as well to sort of collaborate with other parents in sort of similar situations. So we are now at time. I would like to thank everyone for attending today's session. We obviously, our applications are opening from the 6th. Please keep an eye on the website. But otherwise, it was really great to meet you all, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
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 Thank you.